Hi, everyone. My name is Rich, and I am the founder of Father's Truth. 1 year ago today, I was involved with a screening for Erasing Families. I was invited as a guest speaker for an organization called Fantastic Fathers in Windsor, Ontario. The screening was held at the old Walkerville Theatre on March 9th, 2020, just as the COVID-19 pandemic was starting to affect all of us. Now, other guest speakers from that screening were Brian Ludmer, who's an authority in business and family law and a parental alienation expert, and also was a supporter of Bill C-560, which was defeated in 2014, which was the bill for equal shared parenting, the presumption of equal shared parenting. And the other guest speaker was Justin Trottier, who's the chair of the Canadian Centre for Men and Families and committee and board member of the Canadian Association for Equality. Like I said, this documentary called Erasing Families is a very important tool that we need in the family law system, because it just shows what the family law system is about and the conflict that it creates within our families. Ginger Gentile did a very, very good job at this film. And if you haven't seen this film, I would highly suggest that you go to YouTube, type in Erasing Families, and you can watch it for free on the documentary channel. It's going to give you that eye-opening that you may need in order to say enough is enough. I must have watched that film at least 10 times. And every time I watch that film, it is emotional, because I, as well, am an erased parent, a falsely accused parent, and a parent that goes through parental alienation. So I'm just like everybody else that's going to be watching this video. The sad fact is that this happens all over the world. I'm Canadian, but this is happening all over the world. And we have to do our best to educate people that may not know that these things do happen. And we need to do our best to make sure that our children in the future do not have to go through these things as well. In Canada, only 9% of parents split custody. That's a very, very low number. But on the other end, in 2017, support for shared parenting in Canada was at 70%. So where does the problem lie? If most parents want to split custody and approve shared parenting, where does the problems lie? And I'm going to tell you where the problems lie, and I probably don't even need to say it right now. The problems lie within our court system. Now, why haven't we had equality yet in family law? It's because of examples like Bill C-560, the presumption of equal shared parenting. That bill was basically quashed by lawyers and activist groups who branded that it would create more issues in the family court system. I don't think that we can create any more issues in the family court system, to be quite honest. There are so many different issues within the family court system that it's not a system, it is an industry. It is supply and demand. And our children are being affected by this. Now, the next thing that I want to read to you is from Professor Jennifer Harman, who is a professional expert in parental alienation. Now, Professor Harman and some researchers published a separate study in the Children and Youth Services Review. And they conducted several polls representative of the adult North American population with children. They found that 35.5% of US parents and 32% of Canadian parents felt that they were targets of alienating behaviors by a partner or ex-partner. Nearly 60% of respondents also said such behaviors had resulted in negative effects on the relationships with their children. Now, based on their most recent counts, the researchers estimated that 22 million American adults, 22 million American adults, and close to 4 million children, 4 million children have been victimized by parental alienation behaviors. They also found that 47% of moderately or severely alienated parents had contemplated suicide within the past year. Furthermore, victims of alienation reported most post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms and higher rates of depression than parents who had not been alienated. So because of what's going on in our family court system, it is having a huge, huge, huge impact on our mental health system as well. And this is where we have to draw the line. We have to draw the line for our children, especially at a time in 2021, where everybody is asking for equality. Everybody deserves equality, and we deserve equality all across the board, especially in our family court system and especially in our mental health system, because they are both on the rapid decline. So what can we do? We can stand up. That's what we have to do. We have to stand up to these systems. We have to speak out about these things. We have to share our stories, and we have to be truthful about our stories. No matter what consequences may come out of it, we just have to be truthful, because quite frankly, nobody is perfect out there. Nobody watching this video is perfect. Nobody is a perfect parent. It doesn't exist. So we need to change that. We need to change how the system is treating us as parents, because this has gone on long enough. How many more kids need to be ripped away from loving parents, loving families, because of alienating behaviors? How many more? So this is why it is very, very important for people to watch films like Erasing Family, so that they can see the actual damage that's caused in these families, because it is a heartbreaking documentary. I've watched it, like I said, at least 10 times. And I get emotional every single time I watch it, but every time I watch it, I come away with something new. And what we have to do is we have to work together on this. That's what we have to do. We have to unite. We have to show understanding, and we have to be compassionate for others that are going through this. And especially if you're an advocate out there, that's what we need to be doing. We don't need to be putting our face everywhere, trying to make a name for ourselves. What we need to be doing is uniting, helping others, and trying to have these systems and problems solved so that our children don't have to go through these things in the future. So on a final note, everybody has to keep strong in this, because this probably will be the biggest battle that you will ever face, is the loss of your children and trying to get them back. So please, as much as I know that it is hard, if you need help, you need to reach out and ask for help. You do not have to be ashamed that you're asking for help, because you're not alone in this. Nobody is alone. So just like and share this video so that we can spread awareness and we can get that Erasing Family documentary to be shown everywhere. This really should be shown on primetime television, but we need to do what we can to make sure that people know what happens when you're being alienated or you have false allegations and you're an erased parent. Now you can find us on Facebook, and you can find me on my website, fatherstruth.com, for more information, or if you need support, because like I said, you're not alone. Enough is enough.